looking to go, if you if you are looking to set up in the UK, you can work with a DBT representative to help your business to grow. And also, if you're looking at export markets, which I'll talk a bit about later, DBT is also working on shaping business regulation to make sure that businesses thrive and that we have competitive markets and that consumers are protected. And I have colleagues working on the policy sides of things around products and formulations and product safety. Since the UK left the EU, we've been negotiating a number of free trade agreements. At the moment, well, the most recent one, I think, is the CPTPP, which is the Trans-Pacific Trade Agreement. But we've also got agreements with places like Australia, New Zealand, and others, and of course the Trade and Cooperation Agreement with the EU. Fourthly, we are looking to encourage businesses to come and invest in the UK to set up and to create jobs, and I'll talk a bit more about how we do that. And finally, we champion free trade, economic security, and resilient supply chains. So,
Alastair, can you put your slides on presentation mode, please?
I thought they are on presentation mode. This is a screenshot.
All right, we can only see the first slide.
Oh, heck. I'll stop sharing. I'll start again. Hang on a minute. I don't know what's happened here. The problem is with this, you can't actually see. Can people see that now?
Can you just advance the slides as you go through? Because we can see it, but not on presentation mode.
Right, I'll. How's that?
Yeah, we're on the slide 2 at the moment.
Right. I'm not sure what's going on.
Keep going. Just move to the slide that you're talking to.
Right.
I
should be on a screenshot of a PwC.
No, we're in the one about the Department for Business and Trade.
That's the next one. The next one's the PwC.
Yeah. Right. I don't know what's going on. I can't physically see the screen, so I don't know what's happening. If I go to that window, I know it's not ideal.
That's fine.
I'll do it this way.
Carry on with that. Carry on with that.
I don't know what's happening when I'm on full screen. So yeah, I mean, rather than me saying why the UK is a good place to do business, PwC at the end of January wrote a report on global inward investment, ranking the UK as the second most important market after the US. We did go through a tricky time a few years ago, but the investment market is picking up. And according to the US State Department, we do have an open country where it's relatively easy to set up a business. As I say, once you've arrived and invested here, you are treated identically to any other UK business, and we try and make it as easy as possible to create businesses, that the regulatory system is fairly clear and transparent. And depending on where you want to set up, there are incentive programs. And this is where really the role of DBT comes in, because what we're able to do is help businesses who want to come here to navigate some of these pathways. So in June, the UK will be finalising an industrial strategy, which is about tackling barriers to growth, making businesses, hopefully helping businesses to invest more easily, encouraging businesses to invest and scale up, and also to get a greater share of international investment in strategic sectors. So there are 8 strategic sectors. I'll not go through all of them, but one of the ones that is quite important is for the cosmetics sector, is the life sciences sector, which includes things like industrial biotechnology, the making of molecules by different methods. And there's a program at the moment to encourage the growth and scale up of industrial biotechnology products to make things like pharmaceutical products, but also chemical building blocks and natural substitutes, if you like, through fermentation processes. So yeah, the strategy is going to be announced later in the year. We're working closely with the rest of government to ensure that sectors like the cosmetic sector are recognised in that strategy as part of some of the main key sectors. Jane and some of the other speakers have mentioned and talked about routes to market. If you're looking to export directly into the UK, as Jane mentioned, speak to your equivalent of the Department for Business and Trade. That may be Business France or whoever that may be in different markets. They may well have export support and can do some market research and help you find partners in the UK. It's important that once you've found a partner to remember that a lot of what you need to do, for example, you will need a UK-based responsible person to comply with UK cosmetics regulation. I know we'll be getting into more detail on this next week, but one of the areas that DBT and CCUK can help is helping some of those other partners that you may need to come into the market. Once you're here, DBT can help you with some of the things like social media. We have a service whereby we can actually look at your online presence and make sure that it's properly targeted for the markets that you're dealing in. But as I say, DBT becomes part of, even as an importer into the UK, DBT can be one of your partners in finding the relevant support that you're available. Another route to market is looking at contract manufacturing, contract packing, and again, that's a way whereby your product can enter the UK market, but it's localized, if you like, so that the labeling is correct. A lot of the design and manufacture of the packaging can be done locally here in the UK. And it may be a more cost-effective method in the longer term of bringing products to market. And again, the team at DBT would be happy to have a chat with you, help you find partners, make those introductions. And then once you've made those introductions, we would then look at the other teams about helping you actually to get into that retail space. You may want to set up completely in the UK. That's a slightly more complicated process, but one that we are quite happy to help with. If you're looking at setting up on a greenfield site or a brownfield site, or if you're looking to acquire companies, again, firstly go to our embassies overseas. So wherever you are in the world, we have a presence in over 100 countries, covering well over 90% of global GDP. If anybody doesn't know where their local DBT office is, I'll be happy to point you in the right direction, and we can help set up a dialogue with our colleagues in local markets. As I say, once you've actually invested in the UK, we would treat you exactly the same as any other British company. So a lot of companies come here as a gateway into European markets and markets further afield, partly because of our fairly robust regulatory regime, but also because we do have this record of support for businesses. Next steps. So we have a website, great.gov.uk. And also, if you're visiting the UK, if you visit the events.great.gov.uk, you can find out where relevant events are happening. We also visit trade shows. Myself and the team will be at In Cosmetics in Amsterdam in a few weeks' time. If you want to have a chat to us, come and see us. We'll have 10 companies on the stand with us who are all interested in making natural ingredients and sustainable ingredients. And if you want to have a chat to us about the UK and how to set up, we'll be happy to talk to you, make any introductions that we can at the show, and obviously follow up once we get past. Do, as Jane said, do contact your local GCC cluster. Do contact the British embassies or consulates in your country. And if you're not sure where to go, get in touch with myself. As I say, I'll be very happy to help people with finding contacts in the UK network. But I think that's all I have, and I think we've still maybe got a bit of time for questions, and apologies for the glitches earlier on. Thank you.
Thanks, Alastair.
Ooh. Am I still there? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I don't know what happened there. It just went.
Now, why isn't it going to move? Before we do the Q&A, I just would like to let everybody know that the next part of our two-part series is focusing on regulations. And I know there have been some questions in the chat that are really related to that. So rather than discussing them in the chat, I think what I suggest you do is listen to our webinar next Wednesday at the same time. And the details are on our website if you want to register, if you're not already registered. The contact information we've already given you. So in terms of the Q&A, the questions were mainly around sharing presentations and recording, which we will be doing. So that can answer that one. Does anybody have any other questions that I might not have seen? No, I don't think so. So if anybody of the speakers wants to make any final comments before we wrap up at 12 noon, then please feel free to take the floor. Otherwise, I will say thank you to everybody for your time as a speaker and also as an attendee. and have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much. Can you end the meeting, Jill?
Yeah, I can end the meeting.
Thank you, everybody.